Hi everyone, welcome to episode 9 of Stories Told by Us. My name is Ron,
And I'm Mariana.
and this is the Knowles family close encounter.
Ooh, another UFO story.
Yes. Okay, so this is not a UFO story, and the reason I'm doing this is actually was some UFO that it classified as space junk entering the atmosphere in a couple of states of Australia, in Victoria and Tasmania. There were some videos that were recorded by people. It looked really cool. So I'm going to leave a link in the description below so you can actually watch the videos. It looked very nice, very nice. There could be some space junk, could be some satellite debris, or could be whatever you think it is.
Edit that out.
Okay. So I'm actually going to talk about the family, Knowles family. This happened in 1988 when I was only 6 years old. I was a baby. Well, how old were you? You were 4.
4.
How come you look older than me
I don't know.
then? Okay. So this happened to a Perth family. We are from Perth, so this is very close to home. The Knowles family, it was composed by Kay Knowles and her 3 adult sons. Their names were Sean, Patrick, and one that didn't talk very much, Wayne. And the 2 dogs. They were actually traveling from Perth to Melbourne, which is about 3,000 kilometers from each other. So it's a very long drive.
I've never clue. I've never done it before.
No, apparently it's very good to do it. Yeah, you just don't get abducted by aliens, though. No. There is a part of.
Oh, so that's a drive across a Nullarbor.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, what's it called? Highway. That one.
No idea.
No idea.
We should know, but we do not.
No, because we haven't done it before. Apparently, there's a part of Adelaide in between the border and the South Australia border, where there's been a lot of sightings from UFOs in that area.
Okay.
So this happened in that particular that spot. Yeah, it's still in WA, but near the border with South Australia.
Okay.
Which you cannot cross at the moment because of the coronavirus.
No, so we're stuck in our safe little world of WA, which I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
That's right. Yeah, we're doing very well with the coronavirus. Stay at home. Do podcasts. Listen to podcasts.
Yes.
Anyways, the Knowles family, as I said, were driving from Perth to Melbourne. And something happened to them. So it was the 20th of January, 2088. 2088.
2088. So
in the future.
Futuristic tale.
1988. Sean, who was 21 at the time, was driving. And it was about 3, it was about 5 in the morning. They say it was, because it was really late, it's still dark. They say it's somewhere in between 3 and 5 in the morning when this started happening. So they see a light, a small light that was on the ground, following them, they said. They started...
On the road?
On the road,
okay.
Yeah. So Sean was driving, his man was right behind him, and they had, like I said, the 2 brothers and the 2 dogs in the car. They said that a large object, like a big ball, chased them for a very long time and eventually landed on top of the car and sucked them. Not sucked them, but sucked the car and lifted them for about 1 meter.
Oh. Or a meter or upper meter?
Upper meter.
Upper meter, okay.
Yeah. So creepy. So yeah, so while he was chasing them, obviously they were freaking out, so they started actually trying to get away from this guy. So Sean says that he was actually got up to 200 km an hour driving so fast because he was trying to get rid of this thing.
But hold on, they were up in the air?
No, he was before. This was before.
Oh, sorry,
because he was chasing them. He was actually chasing them.
But
this whole ordeal had lasted for about 90 minutes.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Let me make sure I understand. So they're driving at night, well, in the morning. Between 3 and 5 in the morning, so it's like probably pitch black.
Yes.
I would imagine, and they can see a light on the ground, so on the
On
road
the road
behind the car.
That's right.
But they couldn't see anything else.
I couldn't see anything else.
It was just the light.
Yes.
So
light.
he was trying to get away from a light.
Just trying to get away from the light because I saw the light and I started freaking out. Obviously.
Why would you freak out about a light?
Because it started getting bigger. So it wasn't a car. Obviously they could see there wasn't a car. It was a light that started getting bigger, and they started chasing them.
I wonder what you would think it was to be scared enough to speed away from it.
They say it was a weird shape as well. Actually, there's I might leave a link as well in the description. There was an interview that they did in 1988 of this, but it was a weird shape with he described it like a sort of like a round shape, but also triangular shape with a dot in the middle. So it didn't look like a car.
Like a curved triangle with a dot in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what made them drive away, like drive fast. Okay.
Really fast. You say it was going about 200 km an hour.
Jesus, which is probably really super
really
dangerous,
fast,
but really dangerous, on a highway in the middle of the night. Like that's scary.
It is scary.
Okay.
Kangaroos
and stuff.
Yeah, imagine if you crash into a kangaroo. The kangaroo would die and also your car.
Yeah.
Anyways, so eventually this bright light got on top of them and actually lift them. Obviously, they were all freaking out. He said that the mom was screaming like a nutcase, obviously being scared.
Like did they actually say that? She's screaming like a nutcase.
Yeah. And they were all screaming in the car, but for a moment the voices were distorted, and it was like time was slowing down, so it sounded really weird to them. So
they're listening. So they're all screaming. The mum's screaming, but it sounds weird and slow.
Yeah.
What? Like me when I have nightmares.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not that. So while they were being carried, they didn't say how long they were being carried for by this thing, or they were lifted for. In the freaking out of the moment, the mum actually opened the window and reached out to touch this thing.
Yeah.
And she said it felt like a sponge.
What?
Yeah, and also like smoke started coming in. Like a substance, like smoke started coming in. Some
like
black.
A sponge.
Yeah, kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So this substance like smoke started entering the car. The car then shook violently, and then he let him go. So it was so hard that actually popped one of the tires.
And they were a meter above, so it's not very.
No.
So the force must have been full on to create that, because if you
either dropped them or just
pushed it down.
Pushed it down. Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously they when they landed, they got out of the car, ran. And then they hid in the bush behind a tree until this thing couldn't find them anymore.
God, I'd feel safer in the car.
Yeah, but that's what they did. So they ran out of the car, they went to hide, and then this thing lost them.
Okay, so when it dropped the car, they got out hid. So the thing was still hovering there, looking for them.
They didn't actually clarify this.
I guess if they say if they're hiding from it, perhaps they thought it was looking for them, or it was still there.
That's right. Well, I'm guessing in the moment you think this thing has been chasing you for a while.
90 minutes.
Well, this whole
the whole thing.
Deal, yeah.
I just feel really interrupted today.
You are.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay if you interrupt.
I'm just,
in an interrupting mood.
Clarifying.
Anyways, they ran out of the car. They hid behind some trees and bushes until this thing couldn't find them. Mm-hmm. When they didn't see this thing anymore, they actually ran back to the car. Changed the tire that was had burst.
Punctured?
Punctured, no. It actually blew.
Oh.
Yeah, blew, yeah.
Blew up.
Yeah.
All of the above.
All of the above. And then they started driving again, obviously faster this time because they wanted to get somewhere safe quicker.
Yeah.
And this thing started chasing them again. They saw it again. But by this time, it was actually almost daytime, so the sun started coming up, and as the sun came up, this thing disappeared.
Okay.
And they didn't see it again. So eventually they made it to a town called Seduna. Siduna.
Seduna.
Siduna.
Okay.
It's only a small town. It's only about 2,000 people in there.
Are we in South Australia now or in Victoria?
This is South Australia now.
Okay.
I think it started happening in WA.
Yep.
So by the time they had crossed the border already to South Australia.
Yeah.
So they went straight to the police. It was early in the morning. They went straight to the police, and the police actually believed them. They actually took it very seriously, and only because of the state of the car. So the car was actually full of black dust everywhere, and also the roof was dented. So something actually had happened.
So like it looked like something had sucked.
Yeah.
Okay.
So someone comes in and said, you're probably drunk and you have no evidence, but if the car is full of something black, and especially in the desert in Australia, there's no black dust, there's just red dust maybe, or white dust.
And as well, I guess it's a mother with 3 adult children.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't, I guess you could be drunk or whatever, but you less likely.
That's right, yeah. It's all of them, they didn't imagine it. Yeah. They didn't say anything about the dogs though.
They're just still hanging in the cars.
The dogs would have been freaking out.
Yeah. That's weird that they didn't say anything about the dogs.
Actually, one of the things that the guy said, that while they were lifted by this thing, the car died. So there was no
power.
No power in the car.
That's really common though, isn't it? Like a lot of the UFO sort of stories that I've heard of, quite often that happens is when the UFO is near, or everything dies. Like electricity goes out, or in terms of the car, the engine dies, the radio dies, everything. It's just completely gone. And you can't turn your car back on, and then when the whole event's over, it just turns back on like normal, like your battery is dead. Yeah, I've heard that heaps.
That would suck. You can't even use your phone. How are you going to report this on Facebook?
In 1988, they wouldn't have had a phone anyway, would they?
That's true. But anyway, that's what happened. Actually, it actually made worldwide news, this story.
Why have I never heard of this story?
Because you don't watch social media like I do.
That's true.
Actually, no, I was researching a different story and I found this one. So it was completely different.
So you stumbled across it?
I stumbled across it, yeah.
I guess in 1988, though, I was only just came to Australia, just immigrated to Australia.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We came to Australia in 1988.
Mm-hmm.
I was 3.5.
I wasn't even here. Remember you mail ordered me from South America?
No.
You ordered this really good looking guy to marry, and then you got this. Did you get a refund?
No. Unfortunately.
Anyways, so the Nullarbor Plains from the Aya Peninsula to the outskirts of Adelaide is actually very well known for UFO sightings.
So we're going to have to tell him we're going to do this trip.
We're going to do this trip.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we'll figure out where you're from.
Oh, maybe they'll come and collect me finally.
Yeah.
After 35 years, they'll be like, oh, there she is. Our long lost child.
We lost you. So yeah, one of the cases this is a different story. One of the cases that still actually baffles the UFO community is one that happened in the Aya Highway in 1973. This is February 4th.
Yeah.
Because 4 people in 3 different cars that they didn't know each other, they actually saw. It was like a square. It was sort of like a door with the lights on inside the house. Yeah. So it was like a door that was with the door open. And it was it's like an orange light, just a rectangular shape with a funny alien shape inside, like not an alien shape, like a strange figure standing inside.
Yeah.
So 4 different people, they didn't know each other, in 3 different cars actually saw this. And there's still no one that can explain what happened. It was weird because it's a different shape. You usually see like a sort of dish sort of shape, but this was a rectangular shape.
Okay.
So there was another one that happened actually in 2006. This is this century, this millennium.
This what?
Millennium.
Oh, yeah.
This actually happened in a service station, and it was seen by many people.
That's all right. That's just our dog scratching and her collar's jingling. she's part of
It's
the
Christmas.
podcast.
Yeah, so this happened, and it was actually seen by many different people, many kilometers apart. So service station owner John Teague was actually pumping some tires when he saw a round object. So he, for whatever reason, he said, I looked up and I saw this object in the sky.
Yeah.
It's like about as big as a baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And he sort of yelled out at his mate. I can't remember his mate's name, sorry about that. But he was like, "Oh, look at this guy!" But he made so much noise that a lot of people a group of people that was across the road actually also looked up.
Yeah.
And they all saw this object, and this object was just again like a baseball-shaped round thing. Usually, because baseballs are round.
Usually.
Yeah, usually. And it was actually flying through the air rapidly. Actually, they actually saw it for quite some time, and then all of a sudden, there was a huge sonic boom rattled through the air, and this thing disappeared.
What's a sonic boom?
Or like a boom.
So in other words, you don't know.
Have no idea.
Okay.
But that's how you describe it. A sonic boom rattled through the air, and this thing disappeared.
That just mean like a really loud boom?
Yeah.
That you'd feel as well as hear?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it rattled. Yeah. I'm guessing that's it. Yeah. So this happened in South Australia as well, around the same area, in Flinders Ranges.
Flinders Ranges.
Yeah.
So okay, what happened to the original people?
The original people, nothing. They went on. They had a few interviews.
Yeah.
They went on TV. It made international news, and no one could explain them.
And that was that.
One of the reports that I saw said they actually took some samples of this black dust.
Yeah.
From the car,
and the American government seized it, and we never knew anything about it again.
Some people in black came.
Yeah.
No, actually, they don't know what it was. The results were inconclusive. They didn't know what the hell it was.
And usually when that happens, it means it's something not from our world.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would say it's whatever it is.
It's ashes.
Yeah. So that was that?
That was that.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll leave the links for the interview. The interview was a little bit, don't know, if you were a skeptic, you'd probably be like, these guys are lying.
Okay.
But
so it wasn't a believable interview.
No, it wasn't. But also it didn't look like they were lying, but they were like very nervous on the TV. I'm guessing it was on the national TV. So they seemed like very humble people. They not used to being in the spotlight. Yeah. So they looked very nervous.
So if you heard our interview, if you heard our podcast about Hickson and Parker Jr. that were supposedly abducted, I think it's a similar scenario. Like you know that there'll be a huge amount of people that won't believe your story.
Oh, that exactly.
And so I think if I was abducted by aliens and I decided to tell anyone at all, I think of course you'd be so super nervous that all the people that would ridicule you or call you a liar and all sorts.
Yeah,
so it'd be really difficult.
They always go straight with it. You're a crazy person.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
No, it would be. It'd be quite confronting, I think, too. And I don't know. I think you need a certain amount of bravery to tell a story like that where you can't prove anything.
Exactly. Some skeptics will say that the actual reason why they blew up the tire was because he was driving so fast. So actually, being actually abducted by aliens, not abducted by, chased by some sort of alien ship.
All right, guy. Well, that was interesting. It's annoying though, somewhat. I don't know. I like these stories, but I get annoyed that that's it.
Yeah.
Like it's someone's.
No one tells you what actually happened.
Yeah, because I mean, it's someone's like, someone's recount of what happened, but then you can't prove it either way. If it's true or not true, and then it's like I really want to know.
Yeah,
that's annoying.
But again, so what are they going to say about UFO stories? Are they going to say they were lying? But there's no proof they were lying.
That's what I mean. You can't prove it either way. Yeah. You don't know if they're lying. You don't know if they're telling the truth because But again, if it's a location where they're not the only ones that have come across this, and there's been lots of other sightings, actually, it makes it a bit more believable, doesn't it?
There was one truck driver that said he also saw a light with the same description around the area.
Yeah.
That same night. So That could be true as well.
So UFO or secret military business, maybe. Government agencies, or someone with a cool flashlight like the bat symbol. All right. Well, thank you for joining us once again. We are going to take a little break of a couple of weeks so we can get some more information for news stories, because we both are full-time workers.
Yes.
And sometimes it's hard to find the time with children that do stuff a lot.
But you let us know in the comments if you have any stories as well. Any cool stories that you would like to share with us.
Yeah, we'd love to cover them, research them, and deliver them our way. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Please make sure you check us out on Instagram. For those people listening to us and not watching us, you're very lucky. But also,
if you want to see our beautiful faces, we're also on YouTube.
Yep, I wasn't going to say that at all, so you ruined it. Please check out our Instagram page, where we will post the links for the interviews of this family, the Knowles family, and also pop up some pictures. And you can find us at Stories Told by Us. You can listen to our podcast on Spotify, on Stitcher.
We are on your favorite podcast. We're also on Apple Podcast now, and your favorite ones, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
There you go.
Because
I was unaware.
You are unaware?
Yeah.
Well, you're aware now.
All right, guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.